this old man get down on the floor. It's almost too close. And it's hit it right for the light, so it's hard to see. One of the things I had to do when I first got this airplane, all this back here in the back end was all loose as a goose. Been tore up, fixed, half-assed. So when I had all the fabric off of it, there was a, right here, right in here, this area right in here next to these tubes, all the way from this bottom tube all the way up to this top tube right here. There was a piece of real thin stainless steel on both sides, and it was all loose. I took it all out and I put on both sides a piece of I think 80 thousandths boat aluminum, which is not aircraft aluminum. It's kind of soft, but anyway, it's substantial. And I put that on both sides and riveted that in with 3/16 rivets. And then back here, I boxed this in, top to bottom, a piece of aluminum. And that got all this stuff reeled back good and tight. And then down here at the bottom, right here, I put this piece of, it's almost 1/4 inch aluminum, I call it a ride plate, with a spring sets up against, and 2 bolts goes up through it and up through the 2 bottom tubes, which in my opinion is not very substantial, but since it's boxed on both sides, it makes it pretty stout, and the 2 bolts have done a real good job of holding it, as a matter of fact. And then to straighten it up, so that I ended up having to put a shim under this side right here. It wasn't very thick, but I had to put a shim under there to straighten this spring up and down like this right here. So when I first got this airplane, it was just like yours. You turned it all the way to one way, or I think to the left. The wheel just stayed there, but the spring was just flip-floppy back here. It wasn't even tight, and you couldn't tighten it up. Well, now then it is. And what I've been working on here just lately is right down here. I made this wedge. I know you can't see it, but I made this wedge to straighten this up and down, straight up and down, like this right here. And I got to go fly to it today, and it was a big improvement. This was leaning forward like that, so I got that straightened up for it. Now it's 90 degrees to the ground. This morning, what I did, it was leaning off to one side, just a little bit like this. And what I did is put a 1/16 shim under this side right here, which straightened it up like that. It wasn't very much, really. You could see it, but you had to really look at it. I straightened that up, and now then everything is pretty much like it's supposed to be. Well, my paint's trying to peel off a little bit right there. I'll leave that back down today before I leave. Yeah. It's just pouring down rain outside. I think that's the last time I'll lay down on the floor for a while. I can't get back up. Anyway, I got it up about as good as I can get it. Like I said, it's doing real good. A lot better than what it was for directional control on the ground, especially up at speed. Just piddling around at 10 mile an hour, couldn't tell it, but at 30 mile an hour when you're coming in landing, why, you had to fight it a little bit. And you got pretty tight springs, why, it'll roll out pretty straight. So, anyway, I hope that a little bit of help. You can't really see all the work that I did to it with the covering on it, but it was a lot. The last rudder hinge is right here. You got this amount going down to right here that's unsupported, and I could shove on my rudder pedals, and I could actually bend this a little more against that, just shoving on the rudder pedal. So I put this little standoff in there, and it's up against that tube, and it keeps that rudder tube from bending. I don't know if there's supposed to be another hinge down there or not. There wasn't when I bought the airplane. It was just like that. But oh, and this right here, I had to buy that, and it had a different spring on it. This is a regular Rand spring right there. I already had it. I was going to use it on another airplane, and I didn't. I never did use it. I used something else. So I had that. The Rand's tail wheel. I ordered that. That's what I used on my other airplane. It worked real good. Pretty happy with that. Also, when I got this airplane, this flying wire right here, it goes to the front. Sometime or another during the overhaul of their wreck, they didn't put that back on there. They put it back here. So it came from down here to right here, and there wasn't any on the front. But I had to remake all these wires, because this whole last end on this airplane is all wappy-jawed. Nothing lined up, wasn't even rigged. But that was easy to work on when I had it, when I first got it, and I took all the fabric off of it. And now it'd be a real pain in the ass. You'd tear all your fabric up trying to work on it now. Anyway, that's that story. So I can't think of anything else except here's my gas tank, and I think I already showed a picture of it. That's a Quicksilver accessory tank, I believe. And it's got the other tank right here. It's 5 gallon. This is 5 gallon. I would have thought that would have changed the CG a little bit, but hell, I couldn't tell any difference the way it flew, except it's heavier. And those inspection plates right there. Since this airplane has flaps on it, there's a cable down there, and that cable